The story starts with a moment that feels too good to be true. Imagine waking up in a world where things have completely changed, and the person you care about most is standing right in front of you. That's exactly what happened to him. The main character. He had been asleep for a long time, not knowing what had happened to the world, and when he finally opened his eyes, she was there. Her warm smile, soft touch, and the way she leaned in close made his heart race. Her breath tickled his ear as she whispered something only he could hear. It was a moment of both excitement and confusion, but it didn't take long before things got complicated. As the days passed, he started to notice something strange about the world he had woken up in. Everything seemed different, and yet no one was telling him what had changed. The girl by his side was kind and beautiful, but there was something in her eyes, a secret she was hiding. He couldn't help but wonder, what was she not telling him? Was this world really as perfect as it seemed? They spent more time together, and with every touch, with every glance, he felt his heart pull him closer to her. But with each day, he noticed that the people around them were acting odd. It was almost like they were expecting something from him, something he didn't fully understand. And the girl, though she was always there for him, seemed to know more than she was letting on. One night, as they were alone together, she leaned in again. This time, her lips hovered just inches from his, the tension thick in the air. His heart pounded in his chest as he felt the warmth of her breath once more. "You're special," she whispered. "More special than you know." Her words sent chills down his spine. What did she mean by that? Why was she saying these things? He tried to ask, but she simply smiled and placed a hand on his chest, stopping him from speaking further. By now, he couldn't shake the feeling that something was very wrong. Every interaction felt too perfect, too planned. And the girl, no matter how close they got, always seemed to be holding back some important truth. What was she hiding? Why wouldn't she tell him everything? Here's a question for you. Have you ever had the feeling that someone close to you was keeping a big secret? Share your thoughts in the comments below. As more days went by, he finally decided he couldn't just sit by anymore. He needed answers. The world around him was too strange, too quiet. Where were all the other people? And why did everyone seem so focused on him? One day, he asked the girl directly, "What's going on here? Why does everything feel so wrong?" At first, she hesitated, her eyes filled with worry, but then she sighed, as if she couldn't keep the secret any longer. "I haven't told you everything," she confessed, her voice quivering with uncertainty. "Something significant," she revealed, her tone serious. He could feel the weight of her confession, preparing himself for what lay ahead. She explained that the world had changed in ways he couldn't even imagine, and it all started with something terrifying, a virus that wiped out almost the entire male population. He couldn't believe what he was hearing. A virus? That explained why the world seemed so empty. But why hadn't she told him sooner? And why did they keep him asleep for so long? She revealed that he was one of the few men left, one of the very few who survived the virus. His role in this new world was more important than he ever realized. The truth hit him like a punch to the gut. All of the strange interactions, the attention he was getting, it all made sense now. He was not just a survivor, he was the key to saving the world's future. And the girl who had been by his side this whole time? She was there for a reason too. Her mission was to help him, but in ways he never expected. Suddenly, the relationship he thought they had wasn't just a simple connection. There were higher stakes involved. The fate of the entire world rested on his shoulders, and it wasn't just about love or friendship anymore. It was about survival. As the weight of this new reality sank in, he knew he had to make a choice. Would he accept the role they wanted him to play? Or would he fight against it, despite knowing the consequences? And what would happen to his connection with the girl who had been so close to him, but always kept the truth just out of reach? Before we dive deeper into what happens next, don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss our future recaps. And believe me, things are about to get even more intense from here. Now, as he grapples with the truth, the tension between them rises. Their once sweet moments are now clouded by the reality of their situation. Can their bond survive this? Or is everything they shared just part of a much bigger plan, something beyond their control? As the final scenes of this episode play out, one thing becomes clear. Nothing will ever be the same again. With the world hanging in the balance, our main character is left with an impossible choice. And as for the girl, well, let's just say, her role in all of this is far from over. If you've made it this far, you're probably dying to know what happens next. So don't forget to stay tuned for the next episode recap of ANI Analyze, and let me know in the comments, what would you do if you were in his position? Could you handle the pressure, or would you run the other way? Keep watching to find out what happens next in this wild story.